When someone says AI learned something, what does that actually mean? It didn't go to school. It didn't have a teacher explain things. It can't remember a specific moment when something clicked. So where does the learning live? What changed inside the machine that made it better at responding? The answer is weights. Billions of tiny numbers that got adjusted, one training example at a time, until the system could predict what comes next. Imagine a dial with a number on it. Let's say it starts at 0. During training, the system sees a pattern. It makes a prediction. It's wrong. So the dial turns a little. Maybe now it's 0.01. Another pattern, another prediction. Wrong again, but in a different way. The dial turns to negative 0.03. This happens billions of times. By the end, that dial is landed on some very specific number, say 0.7432, that represents everything the system learned about one tiny aspect of language. Now multiply that by billions of dials, billions of weights, all adjusted during training, all holding some fragment of the patterns the system extracted from text. That's where learning lives, in the numbers. There's no place inside AI that stores the concept of dog as a label. No memory bank of facts, no filing system of ideas. There are only numbers, weights. And those numbers, when combined through the math of the neural network, produce outputs that we interpret as meaningful. It's strange to think about. The AI doesn't know that dogs bark. It just has weights that, when you input text about dogs, tend to produce predictions involving barking. The knowledge isn't stored anywhere. It's distributed across billions of weights, emerging only when you ask the right question. Training is the process of adjusting weights. You show the AI a piece of text with the word hidden. It predicts the word. You tell it the actual word. If the prediction was wrong, you adjust the weights a tiny bit in a direction that would have made the prediction better. Then you do it again. And again, billions of times. Each adjustment is microscopic, but over time, they accumulate. The weights settle into configurations that make good predictions. The system gets better, not by being told rules, but by having its numbers slowly tuned, learning by adjustment, intelligence from iteration. After training, the weights capture patterns. Grammar is in there, weights that make the system favor grammatically correct continuations. Tone is in there, weights that distinguish formal from casual. Facts are in there too, sort of, embedded in the way certain concepts cluster. But here's the thing, it's all tangled together. There's no weight labeled grammar and another labeled facts. It's all mixed, distributed, impossible to separate. You can't look at a weight and know what it represents. You can only see what the whole system does when you let the weights work together. The knowledge is implicit, emergent, real, but not stored the way you store files on a computer. Because the weights capture patterns, not meanings, there's no understanding in the human sense. The weights might perfectly capture that Paris is the capital of France, because that pattern appeared so often in training data. But there's no representation of what Paris actually is. No image of the Eiffel Tower, no knowledge of geography, just numbers that happen to produce the right text. It works remarkably well, but it's not understanding, it's pattern completion, powered by mathematics. Knowing that AI is just adjusted weights helps you use it better. When it's confidently wrong, you understand the weights settled into a configuration that predicts confident-sounding wrong answers. The training data had patterns of confidence. It learned them. When it's shockingly good, you understand. The weights captured patterns that happen to serve your question well. When it struggles with something new, you understand. The weights were set during training. They don't update when you talk to it. It's working with frozen numbers. Learning, for you, is layered and complex. Memories, emotions, insights, relationships, all woven into what it means to know something. Learning, for AI, is simpler and stranger. Billions of numbers getting adjusted until they produce good predictions. No memories, no emotions, no insight, just weights. And yet, from those weights, something emerges that can write poetry, explain physics, help you think through problems. Not because it understands, but because the patterns are so deeply encoded in the numbers. When you talk to AI, you're interacting with the end result of all that adjustment. Every weight was tuned by examples. Every prediction draws on that tuning. It's not magic. It's not consciousness. It's math that learned from text, one tiny adjustment at a time until something remarkable emerged. That's what we mean when we say AI learned. Weights changed, and from those changes, this whole strange capability arose. The future's already here, and you get to decide who you are in it. Please subscribe. Please like.
Just be.